Hello, and welcome to our morning movement ritual in the Supermom Club. Hope you had a wonderful Mother's Day where you felt honored and cherished and just experienced the love of being in the role that you are, as you are. And today we are going to focus on the sensual spine. And there's a saying that you are as young as, or you feel as young as your back feels. And I think there's a lot of truth to that because this morning, as I was putting on my pants, and I felt like an old lady because I was trying to pick up my foot and it just wouldn't go. And I realized, oh, it's because my back is really tight over here. But the cool thing is that we have the tools to address those issues, and we don't have to always run and have somebody take care of it for us. And that's one of my principles where I come from is that you can take care of your body when you are aware and you pause and take notice of what is my body trying to tell me. And a lot of times people are like, well, Gina, your body doesn't talk. It does in a different language and not necessarily in words. So as we get into a position on our hands and knees, just noticing as you rock from side to side, kind of like a dog slowly wagging its tail, just noticing mobility in your lower spine and noticing if it feels tighter on one side than the other as you rock and push your hip from side to side. And just really noticing. And now, in stillness, tabletop, tuck the tailbone under. Just really focusing on that lower spine and then lifting the tailbone up. Inhale. And again, taking note, how mobile is my spine? Right here, this lower portion. Tuck and roll. One more time. Exhale, tuck under. Inhale, lifting up. Now, just let your belly drop. And let your low back sag through here. And then begin to lift your collarbones. Roll your shoulders down. And through the middle of your spine, noticing if there's any feeling of tightness there. And start tucking your belly button in as you tuck your tailbone. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Rounding the back. And pausing. Tucking the chin and noticing how it feels in your spine. Are you able to round your back? So oftentimes we're very tight here, limiting the range of motion. And then inhale, tilting the tailbone up, dropping the belly. And now looking up, shoulders down, and noticing your neck. Is it easy to look up or does it feel restrictive? Beginning at your chin. Tuck your chin. And just focus on your neck right now. So lifting your head up, keeping the spine in that saggy position, looking up, and then tucking under. And noticing in your neck. How does your neck feel today? Is it moving smoothly, or are there points where it feels sticky? Now, chin tucked, spread your shoulders round your upper back. Pull the rib cage in and hold here in cat. And just breathing in and up. And then settling back into our tabletop position. And now imagine that your spine, I think of being on the playground as a kid, and then you've got the jump rope. Did you guys ever play the game where you made the snake on the ground and you couldn't get hit by the snake? That's kind of what the image I have of your spine is kind of that snaky jump rope snake movement. We should have a day of play just for super moms. We bring our jump ropes and our hula hoops and all those fun things we used to do out on the playground. Taking deep breaths and just noticing. Where does it feel sticky? Where does it feel smooth? And now, just take your head and circle it. And again, noticing your neck. And if you get tired of being on your hands and knees, you are always welcome to sit up and do these. Circling and go the other way. Circling your head. Keeping the rest of the spine relatively still at this point. And I know mine sounds like Rice Krispies. Go the other way. And feeling how that mobilization is like an invitation for all the fluid, the cerebrospinal fluid, to unleash. Now we're going to do the same thing down here in the low back, imagining that maybe there's a whiteboard behind you and you've got a dry erase marker on your tailbone and you're drawing circles on the whiteboard and isolating the rest of your spine. So can you independently move just from your tailbone? Going the other way. And again, just noticing, where does it feel smooth? Where does it feel more sticky? And going so slow that you can feel into the deepest places of your spine. And then going the other way with those circles. And now one fun thing you can do is add your head, and you're circling both your head and your tailbone. And again, noticing, do they move together, or is it a little bit tricky to coordinate those two movements? Totally fine if it feels awkward, challenging. You might feel a lot of pops and cracks. I know I do. A couple more times. Beautiful. And then let your tailbone tilt up a lot toward the ceiling. Palms are going to come out in front of your shoulders, toes tuck under. Deep breath in. And then exhale. We're just going to downward dog and feel into your spine. And can you lift your collarbones? Draw your shoulder blades together. Deep breath in and out. And now what we're going to do is tuck the tailbone and roll through your spine into plank, and then drop your hips, kind of an upward facing dog feeling, and then downward facing dog. And segment by segment. So start now with your collarbones coming forward, then your mid back, then your lower back, then your thighs and hips drop and look up. And exhale, tailbone leads the way. And then again, this time tailbone leading, coming down, and the head is going to be the last thing to lift. Inhale, and then exhale, downward dog. And just walking the dog, walking your feet in, walking our hands back to meet your feet, and holding onto your opposite elbow, and consciously letting go of tension that may be built up in your neck, your jaws, any place in your spine that felt sticky. Focusing there, you can swing from side to side. And then releasing your arms, just taking your hands, if you can reach to your low back, and just, you can take your fists and gently tap or rub on your low back, your hips, anywhere that feels good. And then dropping the hips down. Tailbone is going to tuck between your thighs. Draw the belly button in and roll, roll, roll up through your spine, growing taller, growing taller. Inhaling, coming up, arms stretch back and open, and just lift all the way up, looking to the ceiling. And then arms to your sides, stepping our feet together and just noticing, feeling that vitality, movement of energy up and down the spine. And knowing that as your spine stiffens throughout the day, you always have access to those movements. You never have to grit through it, right? I wish you all a wonderful start to your week, and just asking for send some love my way. I'm presenting to about 2,000 moms today for a conference, a post Mother's Day conference, and I'm really hoping to connect with a lot of new mamas. And I hope you have a fabulous day, everybody. Have a wonderful. Oh, and one thing I wanted to mention, I brought this out for a reason. If you have a lovely scarf that you love, this is where I want to go next with our sensual month. So I used to be developing my own little group exercise format. My daughter and I were actually doing this about 6 years ago, and it was all with a scarf. And so I would love to do that. If you can find a scarf you love on our Tuesday night session, we're going to do that this week. So loving you all. Have a great day. Bye-bye.